Good morning. I'm Anit from RIMS International School. My candidate number is 0005 and my center number is IN518. Pollution. When we hear this word, which image crosses our minds first? Probably one of a factory releasing preposterous amounts of smoke, or maybe tons of waste entering water bodies through large sewage pipes connected to industrial areas. If we're all well aware that industries are one of the major causes of pollution, then why don't governments take actions against them? My topic for today focuses on this very idea, the politics that goes behind industrial pollution, the way it detriments the economy, and why technology, despite of being a solution, is not being implemented. Introduction to industrial pollution. Industrial pollution in general terms is pollution that is an alteration in the chemical form of a natural resource which is caused by industrial activity. The role industries play in pollution. In this pie chart, we can see that industries account for more than half the greenhouse gas emissions. Environmental crises are almost always framed as problems that common people are responsible for rather than corporations and entire governments. If you think about it, the future of the globe is not down to whether or not one person chooses to recycle their water bottle. It is down to whether or not corporations and governments decide to quit exploiting all our resources and poisoning the earth with reckless abandon. Political causes and examples. So the first cause is that governments are unconcerned about this issue. For example, Indian Environment Minister Dr. Harshvardhan states that it is too much to claim that air pollution is a threat to life, completely ignoring the fact that 2.5 million Indians lose their lives to air pollution annually. The second cause is lack of environmental audits. This again we owe to the unconcerned governments. In the countries where environmental audits are conducted on regular basis, corrupt officers are placed in charge who accept bribes and let corporations off the hook. Third and the most important factor is how sustainable urban policies are. In a TED Talk video, physicist Geoffrey West explains how, as a city increases in size, it also increases in efficiency. This means that with the rapid urban growth and urban sprawl today, we must be the most efficient mankind has ever been. This, however, is not true, which suggests a flaw in the policy making and lawmaking by the government. Through a simple dialogue, this image conveys a powerful message. As we can see, large production businesses and transportation businesses are the main causes of pollution. However, they are still the ones which are least targeted by environmental laws by the government. Economic effects of pollution. The first effect is, through a study, we have found out that workers are 6% less efficient on high pollution days as compared to low pollution days. Pollution not only decreases the productivity in people but also the average life expectancy by causing diseases. The global burden of these diseases have to be borne as health insurance costs rise and more of the government's revenue has to go into public healthcare services. Some of these diseases, which are fatal, for example respiratory disorders and lung cancer, can cause premature death. This premature death is costing the world $225 billion every single year. The fourth effect on the economy of industrial pollution is water treatment costs. Water treatment costs $500,000 to $1.5 million per water treatment system. If you multiply that by the number of water treatment systems that exist around the globe, it is an unnecessarily huge figure. The last one is tourism decreases. So because land pollution and water pollution cause visual pollution, the tourism decreases, which is why the gross domestic product decreases. Global burden of air pollution. So this chart shows how huge the impact of air pollution really is. Air pollution is mainly caused by the toxic fumes released by factories, so it can be directly linked to industrial pollution. One of the statistics shows that air pollution is the fourth highest ranking risk factor for death globally. For a leading factor of loss of human and animal life, it is something that the governments take very little initiative for. Why technological solutions aren't being implemented? So, as my teammate explained, technology can be an effective solution to industrial pollution. However, we do not see many devices that solve the problem of industrial pollution in real life. This is because due to the lack of government support, startups fail. These are the same startups that come up with devices and technology that solve the problem of industrial pollution, but they are not supported enough. Therefore, these are not implemented. Lobbying is a term which defines any action which influences government decision making. Large corporations do this to get heavy support from the government, which is why governments invest more into established large businesses rather than startups which come up with solutions. Examples. So what are these devices which can solve the problem of pollution? First of all is Starlink. both examples here are from India. The first example is Scarlink, which is a device which turns black soot into black ink. So not only does it turn air pollution into something useful, but it also helps solve the problem of pollution very effectively. However, this device is not being implemented currently. PPCB, which is the Punjab Pollution Control Board, has introduced a new device that targets induction furnace industries. So basically, it is specifically for industrial pollution. However, this again is not implemented. How politics can be a solution? So as we have seen, politics is the main cause of industrial pollution. How can it help in solving it? So the first set of my solutions is related to laws that the government can introduce. The first one is subsidies and performance related incentives for for corporations that follow environmental ethics and laws. The second is amendments in corporate environmental laws. This also means creating new laws as well as changing the existing ones. For example, introducing carbon tax in all countries. The third one is strict environmental audits. So after creating new laws, we have to make sure that they are being implemented and followed. So, which is why environmental audits are necessary. The other set of my solutions is other solutions which the government can introduce in order to solve the problem of industrial pollution. First of all, consumers should be encouraged to buy from environmentally responsible companies. Promoting new technological solutions. As I explained before, there are many devices which exist but they're not being implemented. So the government should promote them and advertise them in order to bring the attention of the common people and corporations to them. Introducing large-scale solutions. For example, Sweden has been declared the most sustainable country in the world. If one country alone can go so far in attaining sustainability, why can't we as a world? These are my references and the image sources. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.